Hello everyone, Sam here from notdef.com, nothing definitive. Um, so first thing I'm going to start with is, as you can see, this is obviously not my normal style of video. Um, you can just, normally I have some, graphical assets and things to show, but unfortunately my desktop computer crashed, and I'm in the process of fixing it, so hopefully I'll get that back up and running. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pull the hard drives and just attach them to my laptop for now or something. I don't know. I also wanted to mention the links that are here. The main one is simply just youtube.com's Samuel J. Carlson YouTube channel. Like, that's probably the biggest one to look into. But if you're interested in the other ones, I do tweet a little bit, not like a ton or anything, but if you want to follow, that's cool. Notdef.com is the main website where I publish like full articles and things. And just recently I created the Tumblr and the WordPress.com ones, and you might be wondering why, if I already have notdef.com and blog. Mostly just as a test, it's kind of experimental. I publish these things called field notes, and what they are just, I take lots and lots of notes during the day, pretty much every single day all year round, and most of them are just short little quips and little tips and tricks and lessons and things that I write down just for myself, but I wanted to share them. But since notdef.com is more about sharing full articles that I've thought out and I have more of a message to share, I wanted to share these field notes, which are short, just little things. They're almost unprocessed thoughts. So so for the notdef.tumblr, I'm sharing very short. Basically, like when I come up with little one-liners or things like that, or I come across quotes or things that are cool, that's where I'm going to post those. And then notdef.wordpress.com will contain like longer field notes, like thoughts that I had that are, a paragraph or two, maybe even a little bit longer, but I haven't really processed them into anything really formal. I don't necessarily like believe in the, authenticity of the idea. It's just something cool that I thought of. I know that's probably kind of annoying because it's nice to just follow one blog, but it's just experimental at this time. I might just not use them or something like that. So the main ones are just notdef.com and then the YouTube channel. The YouTube is really important for me just because I have better, it's like a better way for me to get feedback and see analytics and things like that. So I kind of enjoy it more. Okay, so I'm going to just jump to today's little, it's just a thought really. It's not even like a lesson or anything like that. Nothing that really taught me anything necessarily, but I thought it was something interesting. So I'll just jump right into it. Last night, and this is actually back in January, but last night I had an interesting revelation, and under the influence of THC. It said that its effects were nothing more than focused observation of the various abstractions we can envision, that the bizarre complexities are nothing more than our imaginations constructing different thoughts that must exist to allow our minds to adapt to reality, or perhaps observing what complex thoughts are built of. Our abilities to create new concepts, invent technologies, organize society, entertain, etc., are where these thoughts come from, but do not actually reflect a deeper reality. The universe is designed under Occam's razor and will always, or probably close to always, be the most simple of explanations. There was a sort of calming acceptance that followed this realization. It made me understand that science is in fact a pure form of discovery, that it's not missing out on some mystical alternate dimension, but rather that these manifest in our minds simply because they can, because our minds must allow for it, just as it must allow for choice and thought and action. It is part of our freedom of consciousness. It also came up that perhaps consciousness is universal and that our mind's ability to adapt to any earthly environment applies equally to alien environments and other strange physical variations. For a mind to grasp what may lie out in the universe, it must be open and capable of producing these strange abstract thoughts when meditating or high or whenever. Otherwise, we'd be incapable of fully interpreting this dimension's reality. And probably goes further to support that we are actually incapable of experiencing other dimensions and things of that nature. So that was the journal entry I had noted down on that date. And it ties into this idea that, especially under the influence of certain substances that alter your perception, there's this feeling that there's more to reality than there really might be. And it's very compelling, and it's hard to distinguish between whether or not it's true or just some sort of manifestation of your mind. And I guess the note I was making down that night was that it occurred to me, and of course this could still be an abstraction of that same thought, but it seemed compelling at the time, of course. It occurred to me that perhaps these thoughts, these deeper realities, that kind of thing where you go, I understood everything for just a moment, under the influence, but then when I got back to my sober mind, I couldn't recall it or anything. That might just be, just our mind has to have that ability to feel those things and think these abstract thoughts because it's designed for adaptation. And I guess, I don't know. It was an interesting thought that night, and I still don't know whether or not I believe it or not. The problem is that the profoundness of some of these thoughts are so compelling that it's hard to look, go one way or the other. You start to lean towards, the side of Occam's razor in science, and then it pulls you back the other way with some sort of compelling piece of observational evidence or just some sort of abstract thought. But I guess that's all I really had for today. Just something to think about. So hopefully I'll get my computer back online and I'll get the assets back up and running. I have I actually have a new setup now, so I should be able to release videos much more often. Before I was limited because my computer was located in an office building and I couldn't really be making videos without annoying the people around me. And generally when I work a full day, I get, so tired that I don't really feel like making videos in the evening, so I just wasn't making them very often. But now that I have a new setup in a more private area and things, I should be able to make videos more often, preferably in the mornings when I'm all jacked up and ready to go, So thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate all the likes and subscriptions and things. I've actually been getting a lot more than I thought I was going to. So that's great. If you did like this and you want to see more content and stuff, consider subscribing. If you didn't like it or you have some sort of suggestions or anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. I do read everything. And so I'll just wrap it up with that. Thanks for watching and see you next time.